So, hello everyone, and thank you so much for coming to our Talkathon in aid of the Baton of Hope, Mental Health Matters and Sunlight Development Trust. So the Talkathon is going to be a 26-hour conversation around mental health and suicide. If anyone feels like they need someone to talk to, we've got the Samaritans with us today. Medway Safe Haven are going to be turning up, and me and Alice are trained mental health first aiders, so there's always someone to talk to if you need it. So, what's the point of the Talkathon? The point of the Talkathon, it's sort of more of like an art statement. So, we all see the campaigns that people need to stand up and speak about mental health. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about mental health for 26 hours, and anyone can come in, walk in, share your story, tell us what you do to promote your own mental health and well-being. So, because it's all about mental health, a little bit about me that I'm sure probably not a lot of you know is I have an anxiety disorder and complex PTSD. So standing up here right now, I'm shaking a lot, but I'm doing it, and this is what recovery in your mental health looks like.
So I walked through the doors of the Sunlight Centre about 15 years ago. I was lost, I was broken. I'd reached out for help with the services, and unfortunately all of those attempts failed because I was classed as too complex for being autistic. And then, when I came into the Sunlight Centre, they not only didn't judge me, they accepted me for who I was and embraced who I was, and they met me with compassion, with non-judgment, and they helped build up my confidence so that I had some hope. And unfortunately, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I would not have even have gone to the doctor's surgery for that initial appointment if it hadn't have been for Megan, who practically dragged me there, and I wouldn't have attended treatment. And a year after that, I went to the darkest place I've ever been to, and I made a serious attempt on my life. I'd reached out for help before I got to the point of trying to commit suicide. I don't like the word commit suicide. I tried to reach out before I tried to end my life, but unfortunately, again, I was failed by many services. I have an amazing GP surgery that work very closely with the Sunlight staff and the Safe Haven staff, and Megan went on a hunch to call the police to do a welfare check on me, and she done the right thing, because that's why I'm still here today.
We are here at the heart of the Sunlight Centre, which is genuinely the heart of the Medway community. I'm incredibly proud of what this place does every single day, often 24 hours or close to that a day. Not necessarily because the building is open, because people are talking to each other, they're thinking about their experiences they've had here. So it's a real great privilege to come and say a few words as part of this. I don't plan to be here all 26 hours, don't panic. Although some people would say my speeches feel like that sometimes. For me, the issue of mental health has been, I think, a journey which society has been going on. You know, often we hear the figures quoted as to kind of what 1 in 3 people will have a mental health situation every year. And then my challenge back is, so what are we doing about that as a society and as a community? And again, I think here in Medway, we are particularly lucky to have so many individuals, organisations, working collaboratively to find these solutions as they come forward. And it's great that we've got the Samaritans here with us today in particular, you know, that nationally recognised organisation with, of course, I would say, the best of their branches over in Strood. Other branches of Samaritans are available, but a team at Strood who have, you know, throughout time done an amazing job for our community and the wider community. And again, as Megan said right at the start, throughout this 26 hours, there will be some challenging conversations, some challenging words, some words which will have an impact. So if you do need to reach out, you've got the team here, you've got Samaritans. If you're watching this online, you know, 116 123, give them a call. Absolutely make sure that you reach out to someone if you feel you need to.
One of the things that we're doing today is making people feel valued. And it's something that we don't do every single day in the way that we should. We don't always make each other feel valued. We don't always tell each other how much we mean to each other, how good we think we are, how much, when you're at work, someone else is making a difference to your lives and other people's. And I was thinking about today when I was at the council's Make a Difference Awards on Wednesday, because that's an opportunity that we take for all of the staff who work at the council, who after all are all working for you, and some of them are here today, as they always are when we have events like this. The Make a Difference Awards are our opportunity to tell each other that we do make a difference, to pick out people and say all those things you do every single day throughout the year make a difference to somebody. People who know me know that I like talking, and some people wish I'd shut up. But that's what today's about, because one of the things associated with suicide is a terrible, lethal silence. People who take their own lives feel that they can't talk about the way they're feeling. They don't feel valued. They don't feel, some of them, that they're making a difference to anybody. And that deafening silence is what kills them in the end.
Baton of Hope is a suicide prevention and awareness charity. It was created by two dads that unfortunately lost their sons to suicide. They wanted to create a legacy and bring change to how we support those in crisis, and really challenge the status quo. As we know, suicide statistics have stagnated for a number of years now, and the Baton of Hope really wants to change that. So being this kind of golden thread that runs through our national support services. So Mike McCarthy, one of the co-founders, he was left a note by his son Ross that said, "Please fight for mental health, the support is just not there." And he's basically made that his life's mission with the Baton of Hope. So the Baton of Hope was created. It's the first physical symbol of mental health we think, in the world. So similar to how we have the Olympic torch for physical well-being, is something that people can actually hold and touch. And for those that have said that it's incredibly powerful and healing as well. So in 2023, we had our first UK tour. We had over 900 baton bearers that carried the baton from city to city across 12 days. I was lucky enough to be quite heavily involved on that tour, which I can honestly say was life-changing, not just for me, but for the thousands of people that touched the baton and got involved in some way along the route. This year, we're going to be visiting 20 places across the UK, including Kent and Medway on the 22nd of September. So Medway, Maidstone, Canterbury and Thanet. We have over 130 baton bearers across the day, which is amazing. So just really grateful that everyone's got behind this and, you know, supporting the initiative.
Well, hello there. Nice to see you all here. I'm here to invite you to Medway Libraries. Some people have this mistaken impression that libraries are just places for buildings with books in. The books are there, but they're also here to be places for you to come in and have fun. Whether you want to come in and just chill out, do a colouring and chill out session, for example, or you want to come in and join one of our book clubs, you're most welcome. We have 15 physical libraries in Medway, and they're open pretty much, all day, every day, depending on where you live. And if you want to come in, you can borrow a book. We also have 198 regular activities in all of our libraries. So that's quite something. We're looking forward to our 200th.
I'm Nisha Khan. I'm the MP for Gillingham and Rainham. I'm really happy to take part in today's talkathon, and I'm with Leah, who, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Leah Mandarakis. I'm a counsellor for here and a trustee of the Sunlight Centre.
So I think what we thought today is that maybe we'll just talk to you a little bit about how, in the quite murky and crazy world of politics, how we manage our mental health and some of the things we do to cope with that, but also some of the challenges that we face, because it can be quite tricky. I find, certainly because I'm online and on social media, sometimes it gets really lonely. So I don't know if that's an experience you've had, Leah, at all.
So I think it's online. So it's also the sort of toxic environment of social media, I think sometimes just gets into your head a little bit. So I think coming away from the online world is really good for mental health.
Yes, and I think, like, when you're talking, when you're online, some of the things that people say, because they're behind a screen, they feel they can say whatever they like about you. And obviously you learn to sort of think, oh, okay, like, it's not real, I don't have to worry about it. And, one of the things they tell you when you need to go into politics is, please grow a thick skin. And that's fine, but I would be lying if I said that sometimes it doesn't affect me, because it absolutely does. There are days when I just go, that's not who I am, that's not me, you don't know me, and you've said all these things about me, and that can be really challenging. And I think that's when I really have to think about how I manage my mental health, because I think if not, it becomes very lonely, and you could very easily start to think, you know, get yourself into a bit of a spiral. And I think, you know, also just not addressing it is not the right thing to do either. You've got to talk to somebody about it.